Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to the Rise of a Nation here in Greece. I'm very, very excited to show you what we've been doing since you last saw us. As you can see, we are in the Champions League group stage draw here, and we are seeded fourth, which is not ideal because we know we're going to get a very, very difficult draw here. But what that means, though, is moving forward, from now on, as long as we win the Greek League, then we are going to be sitting in the Champions League group stage. So it gives us some real incentive to do well here in the league, which is fantastic. So I reckon what we're going to do is we're going to get straight into the draw. Now, I'm assuming, so we can actually see all the groups here, I think. Yes, we can. Beautiful. So let's go through a few of these first ones. So we get Juve, PSG, Man United, Barcelona, Liverpool, Porto, Feyenoord, and Bayern. So, I'm looking at these second-seeded teams. You're looking at Chelsea, Man City, Dortmund, Madrid, Ajax, Roma, Sevilla, Atletico Madrid. So, there's not many groups here where it's going to get nice and easy for us. But what I'm looking for is maybe we get a Sevilla in Group F. Maybe you get an Ajax in Group G. And we pray for one of Group F or Group G. So, to start with Sevilla, go with Juve, not good. Man City, PSG, Man United, Dortmund, Barcelona, Ajax, Liverpool, Roma. So there's not an easy group. Porto, Madrid's probably the group you want now. Chelsea, we go to Feyenoord, and Madrid go to Bayern Munich. Out of these third-seeded teams now, we're looking at Napoli, Arsenal, Lyon, Leverkusen, Dynamo Zagreb, Wolfsburg, Sporting, and Milan. So not easy either. Wolfsburg, Napoli go to Group B. Sporting go to Group C. So Ronaldo gets his return to Sporting. Arsenal, Ajax, and Barcelona. That would be very tough, that group. Leverkusen go with Roma and Liverpool. That's very tough. That is Group F, what you want. Porto, Atletico Madrid, and Lyon. Group G gets Milan, and Group H gets Dynamo Zagreb. So Group F is the group you want by an absolute country mile. But there's Rangers, Salzburg, Zenit, Red Star, Copenhagen, Monaco, Karabag, and us. So look, end of the day, Group F is the one you want by a country mile. Then you're probably looking at Group A as your next best group, I reckon, that you can get out of. Because you could be competitive with Sevilla and definitely Wolfsburg. The rest of it's pretty tough. So hopefully we're not in Group A because you do want to have a bit of suspense. Karabag go to Group A. This is one you don't want. Salzburg go to Group B. This would be very tough, and it's Monaco there. This would be fun to have Barcelona and Arsenal, but we'd struggle big time, and it's Rangers. The Group F dream is still alive. Here we go. There's Red Star, us, Zenit, and Copenhagen. Now, we've got Italy, Germany, England, Russia, Denmark, Serbia, Greece. So anyone could go anywhere. Copenhagen go to Group E. Are we going to go to Group F? Otherwise, we get Chelsea, Milan, or Bayern, Real Madrid. Group F is going to get... Oh, it gets Red Star. That's disappointing. All right, I'm feeling a Group H. I think we would actually be easy to get a Group G, and we just got to throw away the two Chelsea games, and there it is. We get ourselves Chelsea, Milan, and Feyenoord. What a difficult group that's going to be. That is not going to be easy. Feyenoord we should be competitive with, but I think we may potentially struggle a little bit with Milan and with Chelsea. I think we're going to have fun there. So let's see where the fixtures are. Hopefully the fixtures have come out. Let's have fixture rearrangements have occurred. We are in the deadline day at the moment, but I'm not going to make any changes. And we get Chelsea away first. And that is our second game of the season. Who would have thought? What a way to open the season. We get Offie Crete in the league, and then 3 days later we get Chelsea in the Champions League. And you're going to see that in this episode. But what I'm going to also go through quickly is our transfer history for this season. So you can see we haven't spent much money, but we've managed to accumulate some money back in. So from the outs, Brabec has gone to Basel for 3.7 mil. Ibarra has left for 1.8, and Doy's left for 800k. Sasha left for 100. Jego left for 100. That was part of their loan deals. Gani has left for 50k, Muda for 40k, Insui for 33k, and then a few frees to release some wage pressure. But what we've brought is Kareem Kanate, who's a 5-star potential striker who came in with a value of 200k and has already got a 4.3 mil to 7 mil value and looks very, very good for us. We've brought in a ball-winning midfielder to replace Ndoye on a free, which is very, very nice as well. Zagreb, 5-star potential left back. You may remember him from Cercle Bruges. We did use him quite a lot when he was at Monaco. We got Coney de Winter in as more of a backup, sort of centre-back, right-back option. He can kind of play both. We've then got Amin, who can play as an attacking midfielder with some fantastic passing and vision, and probably got to work on the finishing, but definitely looks very, very good. Alvaro, very good right winger, inverted right winger on attack, so good on the ball. Again, finishing may be an issue, but passing probably needs a bit of work, but can do a good job. Then we've brought Eric. Big boy Eric has come back into the team, and he'll probably actually play as that starting right winger, I think. He's just so well-rounded. He can either play as that winger, he can play as a centre midfielder. We've got plenty of options for Eric, so I think on the right might be his spot. We've got Jasper, who's going to play at centre-back, 6'2", very, very solid, good ball player as well. We've got Finley Burns, who is good enough. He's 6'5" as well, with only 9 strength, so we've got to get him in the gym. He's only 20 years old, but other than his strength, his stats at centre-back look very, very solid. And then we've got big Andrew as well, who is a 6'2" centre-back as well. So I think we've really strengthened in defence. I think Finley's probably actually going to start for us. Let's just rotate this around a little bit. This is still for a pre-season game here. I'm going to get Finley Burns to start. And whilst we're here, I do want to get his training. Can I train him for strength? That would be ideal. And there's aerial, there's strength, there we go. Bang, strength and jumping reach. So if he stays back and marks opponents tightly, I like that too with his 12 passing. As a centre back on defend, I think he is going to be very, very solid. 5 composure's a bit of a concern, but I think that'll be fine for the Greek league. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to leave this section of the episode here. I'm very, very happy with where the team's at. Kanate will probably play up front, and then we've got Zukic, we've got Valenzuela still that can play on the right. We've got a very, very well-rounded team here at the moment. So I'm excited for this season. You're going to see us for Chelsea, and I'll see you back here very, very shortly. Welcome back, YouTube. We are here ready to go against Chelsea in the Champions League. If you've managed to forget who's in our group, we've got Feyenoord and Milan and Chelsea. What a group. But as you can see, we've played one game and we've lost. We unfortunately lost to Offie 4-3 in the first game of the season, which was very, very disappointing. I'm not going to lie, but it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. Once again, as long as we're that top 2 spot in the league going into the Champions group, then I'll be fine with that. So let's just get straight into the game here. Liverpool have knocked off Bayer Leverkusen early in the day, which is a bit weird to have a game so early. But I'm just going to roll with the team and the way that I know that it works. I don't really want to play around with it too much. We've got Essen Hall making his debut, Valenzuela on the right, Dina in that ball-winning midfielder role, Zukic on the left with Kamara. I just think that team does give us some good options. Obviously, we've got a lot of these guys here unregistered because it's just how the Champions League works. We can't fit everyone in the squad. So if you are excited for this game, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get straight into it because we know Chelsea are going to give us a real good game. They've got Mendy, Milenkovic, Demiral, Aspi, and then Reece James and Ben Chilwell with Kante, Jorginho, and then Havertz, Mount, Lautaro, Martinez. Now, I'm not expecting much here, guys. I'm really not. I think we're going to struggle big time, which is why I want to just see how we go playing our way here against Chelsea, because if we can put in a good performance playing the way that we play football, then fantastic. If we get absolutely smacked up, then okay. I'm not really anticipating getting out of this group. I'm aiming for that 3rd spot. I think the 2 games against Feyenoord, they're going to be absolutely critical in this season going well for us. I just think we're at a point where we really do need the season to go well. Now, I'm really dark. Let's see if that's going to sort it out. There we go. Now you can see me. I just thought that the video was a little bit yellow when I had it like that, but I think you guys need to be able to see me a little bit better. So here we go. Valenzuela finds Esano into Yevi boy. Come on, Kamara. He's put it wide. AK-47, we need him to be putting those into the back of the net for us. That would have been absolutely fantastic. On the break as well, Milenkovic 1-0. How many are we going to cop today? I think this is going to be a bit of an embarrassing loss, I'm not going to lie, for us. I think at Stamford Bridge as well. We've had one really crucial chance there to go level. We've turned the ball over again. It's the young attacking midfielder, Esahel. I've got to find an easier way to pronounce his name, but I'm anticipating that Chelsea are going to play through us. It's Mason Mount. It's 2-0. It's 18 minutes in. This is not gone to plan, but it doesn't matter. I think when the draw came out, I was pretty content with potentially losing the 6 points here to Chelsea. I think you see it in the Champions League all the time. You know, teams, it's pretty rare, especially season one, that teams will come up to the Champions League and, you know, be really competitive. I think we've got a good young team and a good young core. I've got to make sure we're on key highlights here rather than extended, because this is going to be a long game for us. Kamara looked a tad offside there. I don't know why he's shooting, but it's a goal kick to Chelsea. We've had 3 shots now because we had 2 before that one. There it is. We've had 3 shots. We've had 30% of the ball. That's probably what the concern is, because Chelsea aren't a, you know, possession team. They're not known for their ability to maintain possession, but they do play a very similar shape to a 4-3-3. They obviously just don't have the defensive midfielder, but I don't mind the combination there of a box-to-box midfielder in Jorginho and a ball-winning midfielder in Kante. That could work quite nicely. But here we go. Dina steps up to the free kick and forces Mendy into a fantastic save. And it looks like it's a goal kick, so it looks like he must have just put that wide. But 4 shots from us. I think we're creating chances. That's, you know, the positive is that we are, you know, trying to be in this game. And look, for me, we're looking positive. I think that's the positive. The positive is that we're looking positive and we're creating opportunities. The negative is we're doing things like that, struggling to break this, you know, very rigid defence down. And you're talking about a team that's got the potential to win the Champions League here versus a team from Greece that's had no money really spent on it. So we can't expect everything. The other actual thing that I forgot to mention is, with some of that transfer money that came in, I managed to get the youth recruitment and the youth facilities up to average. I think now I think they're both at average. So slowly we're building those facilities at the club, which is fantastic, because we should be developing some better Greek players hopefully very, very soon. Whether it's this season, next season, or the one after, we'll be able to have some more homegrown talent, which will help us massively in the Champions League, because they won't have to be registered, because they'll be under 21s and they'll count to our Greek quota, which is what we need, as Chilwell puts that header wide. If we could grab one here before half time, that would be fantastic, but we haven't had a shot on target yet, so I think maybe that's what I should be asking for first, as Kante finds Chilwell. Look how easy it is. Like, when we play 5 at the back, it's not this easy. Like, they just ping passes out wide, they then swing it in, they just do everything they want to do. You know, I just wish it was this easy for us when we played a 5 at the back system, whether it's at Addis or anywhere else. But well done to Chelsea. They're 2-0 up going into the halftime break. I don't want to say I'm happy. I'm going to say keep going. We can salvage a draw. I'm going to pump my fist. I'm going to say that they can get better, because that does normally work, and it looks like it has worked. So let's send the boys back out there. Can we find the first highlight? Can we get the first shot on target? Look at the heat map for Chelsea here too as well. So obviously the back 3 there, the wide centre-back sort of steps up a little bit higher, but they do have a good shape of sort of 5 players all sitting in this corridor here, and then they let all the wing play happen. And Chilwell puts a decent shot there. We found Kamara. Can he hold it up? It's a big challenge there from Demirel, and it's a red card. So Jorginho's come off. They've taken a midfielder off. They've dropped Havertz in. Can we get at this Chelsea team now? They're down to 10. I don't know who this Lucas dude is that they've brought on. He must be a young, promising centre-back. But can we get at Chelsea? Valenzuela is struggling now. I don't really have a right winger on the bench. That's the problem. We'll move Kamara out there and we'll change it to a winger on attack instead of an inverted winger. And then up front, I'll bring Karim Konate on, because he's a very promising young striker that we have in our ranks. And can we find one goal here? Can we put the pressure back onto Chelsea? That we really, I think one goal here could be massive. If we can get a goal here before the sort of the 75th minute, we could really, you know, put Chelsea in a position that they don't want to be in. But we still haven't seen a highlight. It's not ideal. Rogan is now starting to really struggle, and I don't have an option on the bench because I don't really want to play Delitzis there. The fun of the Champions League. We've got Zukic, who's also struggling. We've got Saponic, who is a pure striker, I think, as well, from memory. So we just don't have the depth. We've got Zagre, Kutras, maybe. We might just have to throw him at right back and Zagre at left back. And I'll keep one sub up our sleeve, because you never know when we get an injury or whatnot. So here we go. We got plenty of time here. We got 25 minutes. We just need to see a highlight. I think if we can get a highlight going forward, it'd be fantastic. Hudson-Odoi's now come on. Sabitza's also come on. Look at the depth and quality that this Chelsea team has. That's just unbelievable. We've managed 7 shots, which is, nice. It's good. But not one of them being on target definitely doesn't help. So I think midfield substitution time. I think Dean is going to stay on. We'll take Big Jan off for Francesco, who can play that Segunda Volante role for us. And with 15 minutes to go, can we fight back here? We've had 8 shots, but none on target, which is a little disappointing that we haven't managed to work one of these chances on target. But I think we've stood up well. I think we've played our football. Chelsea haven't. I mean, they've probably dominated. They've had 70% of the ball and 18 shots. You could definitely say they've dominated, but we haven't buckled. You can see how deep we're sitting. We're trying to just go on the break here. We've got an interesting sort of 4 there with our 4 there, and our attacking midfielders sort of dropping that a little bit deeper. But I think 2-0 at Stamford Bridge could be a much worse result. 9 shots in total, none on target. We haven't had a highlight in the second half here whatsoever. But look, 2-0, I'll take that. It's better than 5. That's how I'm looking at it. Could have been a lot worse. We've played okay. I'm going to say we were the underdogs. You gave your best efforts. Fantastic. And YouTube, that is where we're going to leave this episode. A little period of dominance there at the end of the first half for Chelsea, and I can live with that. You guys are going to see us probably taking on Feyenoord in the second game of our run against Feyenoord. So we'll have Feyenoord, Milan, Feyenoord, and I'll give you a bit of an update on the group there. But if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're keen for another episode of Artis, it's going to be coming very, very soon. So I'll see you in that episode. Hopefully we'll be looking at some Europa League qualification.